Well guys, this is the roadmap of the five mistakes that China really made the world fall on its knees. The more you look at this, the more it makes you think. My idea still is, to this day, that it was released, seriously released. The BBC is reporting here that COVID 5 days that shaped the outbreak. Well, I think they're onto it here. My theory is that they were so excited to see if it transmitted from animals into human that they took it back to their little lab. And in this country, Porter Down and whatever, we have strict safety measures. In China, it's not so strict, let's put it that way. And they were so excited they mutated it and it got released. But anyway, we've got here the 5 days that basically shaped it. A year ago, the Chinese government looked down the city of Wuhan. Weeks before, forehand officials had maintained that the outbreak was under control. Just a few dozen cases linked to the live animal market. Yeah, let's throw them off the scent. By 30th of December, several people had been admitted to hospital. The first known case was on the 1st of December 2019. A man in his 70s had become ill. 2,300 and 4,000 people were now likely infected from this, and the Chinese knew this all the way along. December the 30th, there was a virus alert which they didn't let anybody know about. There was a doctor at Wuhan Central Hospital. She discovered that she had SARS coronavirus circled on the top. China still didn't tell us. This was scary because in 2002-2003 it swept, but then it affected children. This is the thing, it killed children, it didn't affect adults. Now it's affecting adults, whereas that affected children. Now that to me just says there's another link here with our excitement of making it to mutate from animal to human. They took lung samples and so forth, they still didn't alert the world. Now there was messages for SARS, and as she boarded the plane, basically within 12 minutes these orders were leaked online, social media and so forth, but it still took 2-3 days to be translated from Chinese into English before it even got social media here. On December the 31st, they still didn't admit that it transferred from animal to human. We're still New York's wishing them Happy New Year and things like that, only if he knew the following year they'd be throwing firework parties, and we aren't. There's top men in the field over there which had been silenced, and they still will. All they did was they went straight out in the city and started welding people in their own home, literally welded their doors shut. These people weren't given food, weren't given clean water, sanitation, they were just locked in. And there are reports that more people died from starvation and poor habitation. The interesting one is here. They've even murdered one of their own doctors, if you read this report properly. Silencing the doctors. Number of people infected by the virus was doubling in size every few days. Well, we know that anyway. Now, instead of allowing the doctors to share their concerns, state media began the campaign that effectively silenced them. Now, myself and others get called a conspiracy theorist for speaking out, but surely this is the world's largest and most deadly conspiracy theory. A conspiracy theory that's involving thousands of people's deaths, millions of people's deaths. Conspiracy theory that is trying to take the onus off of China all the way. but one of the doctors that actually caught it, he signed a confession. Where that confession is, we do not know. He died of COVID-19. Surprise, surprise. The Chinese government says, well, do we really trust China? Well, we must. We've got 5G infrastructure in the UK. But your Huawei, it's Chinese government high-tech equipment. All the PayPal payments now are going through PayPal China. You've got an Apple iPhone, Huawei phone, made in China. If you've got an electric car, chances are the batteries were made in China. If you've got a vape, the batteries were made in China. I can go on and on and on. Japan knows about the threat from China and Korea. That's why they're so hostile to each other. They still carried on the 3rd of January, denying it. The 5th of January, precautionary measures are in place. They'd already welded their own citizens in. They banned every media crew from the area. They closed down Wuhan. They already had their own people dying of a virus and also starvation by that time. The bodies that you saw in sacks in China, they weren't people that died of the virus. They were their own citizens, and probably from their re-education camps as well. What we've got to look at here, we acted pretty quick in this, but China, and still the 20th of January last year, 2020, although there'd been leaked documents, there was people dying. There was people dying of a SARS coronavirus. It was proven to be in different countries around the world. Until the 20th of January last year, 2020, the Chinese government still denied, no, there isn't any human transmission. They cleared their shit up and then let the rest of us have it, because in my opinion it was Chinese government's decision to make this transfer into humans, and it was the Chinese government's intention to spread this to the West, because they know that they want to take over the world. There's no doubt, you know. You've got all these Satanist business corporations looking at the Asian model in awe and saying, you know, who said communism and slave labour didn't work? Look at the money they're making over there. They're Satanists. It's child and slave labour. You've got to look at this and think, well, China wanted to take on the world. They took on the world. Now they want the whole of the world. They want to take the economy and so forth. How are they going to do it? Well, they don't have to fire a bullet. Or perhaps they did fire a bullet, a big bullet. Perhaps they fired a SARS COVID bullet our direction or Europe's direction, knowing full well that it's going to get to the whole of the West, and of course America is its number one enemy. Anyway, as always guys, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. I will continue to try and bring you some of the what I think is the real news. Spread the peace, spread the love, spread the not war. Let's love each other. We've all got different opinions, and you may not agree with this video. You may turn around and say, no, you're a conspiracy theorist. Well, that's fine, but it doesn't mean we can't be friends, you know. Let's look at it this way. Whatever way this is going, let's just hope if we get on, let's have a pint. If we don't get on, let's still have a pint. Let's hope we can get and have a pint. Thanks guys, love, peace, harmony, respect, and I will see you later.